Howdy folks, it's Ajaccio here. Welcome back to X-Plane 11, and today we are in Corsica. Not the car Corsica, for those of you who remember that car, but we are actually on the island Corsica, which is southeast of France. It's an island controlled by France, and it's going to be gorgeous. How do I know? Because I already did this whole flight, recorded it, and when I was parking the aircraft at our destination, the sim crashed. So I'm redoing the flight for you all, but it'll be a good time because now I know what I'm doing. It was a little rough, I'll be honest, so I'm kind of glad in a way that that other recording was scrapped. So we're going to do this again, take 2. We are going to hand fly this whole thing because it's fun. I'm going to do as much sightseeing as I can while I hand fly, which is very dangerous because you get off course very quickly and easily. So you're probably not going to have as much sightseeing as you would like, given how gorgeous the area is. I was thinking of like rewinding it all with replay and recording the replay from a seat or something, but that's kind of unnecessary, I think. So anyway, it's like 6:52 a.m. in the sim, so we'll have a nice sunrise over the mountains. We need to climb before we head to our destination. Our destination is straight ahead this way, 48 nautical miles, but we can't do that because these mountains are like, well, it said 9,400 feet on the Sky Vector, but we had to climb in my first take that you don't get to see. I had to climb like 14,000 to clear them, so we can't go straight to our destination. We kind of have to S-curve around a little bit. Assuming the weather didn't change from my first take of this, we get to land on runway 20, which is right off the mountains, so very crazy. It was fun, but like I said, we have to try it again. So I can't remember what to say because when I do something twice, you forget what he said the first time. So anyway, it's looking gorgeous. We're going to hand fly, like I said. We do have approach to load, but it goes by very quickly. So there's the introduction, as awkward as it is, but there it is. So what are we going to do here? We are going to hop inside for a moment. GPU's on. Everybody can board. It's all lit up, ready to go. Let's do our fuel, which is here. And we're going to keep the same. We don't need that much fuel, actually. Let's bring this down a little bit. It'll be easier to climb. There we go. World weather is turned on, which is awesome. I like when we can do that. Let's hop down here. And we'll do the battery. And there we go. And get our lighting going. Recog. Tail flood is already on. Let's hop outside so we can get rid of some things like the static elements and close the baggage door. And then we'll hop inside to close the passenger door, wherever that click spot is. I swear it's a different spot every time. Where are you? There you are. Right on the bottom step. Okay. Hang tight, everybody. It's going to be a beautiful, beautiful flight, I promise. And then close the Star Trek doors. Even though the sound always comes before the animation, which is funny. And close the wing windows, or else the sim will do it for us. Alright, let's see what we're going to do now. Emergency lights go to normal. There we go. Come down here. Autopilot, EFIS, like so. Next page of the checklist. Do the parking brake, yep. And fuel switches. Pumps go to on. Auto, and view the main tank, view the auxiliary. This is not switching tanks, just viewing it. And it uses auxiliary first. That's why we do it like that. Alright, let's see here. Look down, is it this one? Yes. Props to feather, yes they are. Engine auto igniter. Now I have been getting comments again as my videos pick up popularity that I don't start this airplane exactly how you would in real life, and we know that. I acknowledge that. It's a simulator and it's not a study level aircraft, so we do the best we can given what the simulator has for us. Let's do low conditioner. So we do the best we can. I'm using the Carenado checklist with a few additional details of how I use the simulator. So my procedure is what Carenado says to do, then I throw in some additional things based on my own research. I wish I could get a hold of a POH so I could do this exactly like you would in real life. Not that it would matter in the sim, but it'd be kind of nice. But I haven't been able to find one. I think someone linked me to one, but it was like a dead link or something years ago. So we just do the best we can with what the simulator has to offer. But I just wanted to mention that because I've had like 7 comments this week about, that's not how you do this. I'm like, I know it's not. I acknowledge that. I never said I'm right or anything. I just do this way. But if you want to give me tips, anybody, and being more realistic, I would appreciate it. I'll put them in my checklist and make things more realistic as we go, if it's possible in the sim. There's some things you just can't do in the sim, and there's some things that don't matter in the sim. Like if you do some of this anti-ice, starting a fire would not do that in real life, so you can't use some of it. You know, things like that. Alrighty, that was my long-winded talk about that, which I wasn't planning on talking about. There we go. We got engine started, generators on, auto igniters can come off, avionics switch, AC bus, and turn off external power, and rudder boost, which is between the seats. Climate, which is our heaters and blowers and our furnace. We turn the blowers on, we turn the heater on, we turn the furnace on, we do auto temp, which gets 120 degrees, which is super funny. And while we're here, we'll test the overspeed, and then we'll test the stall. Hopefully we hear that stall horn just upon landing, just to tease it a little bit, as long as it's smooth enough. Alright, flight plan in the GPS is probably already in there because I already did this flight. No, see, when it crashes, it doesn't even remember anything. Okay, fine, let's get out of this. Let's delete that old flight plan, which is just a waypoint, I know, but we're going to delete it. And then we're going to put in our destination, which is Lima, I think. Lima Foxtrot, was it? Lima Foxtrot, Kilo, and Juliet. Alrighty, which is Napoleon Bonaparte. Bonaparte. It's French, so not Italian. I said that like I was Italian. Whatever. There we go. We're actually going to load an approach now because it's only 48 nautical miles. So let's do procedure. Select approach. GPS, runway 20. Not vectors, we don't have ATC. Let's use 601. I used 600 on my previous flight. That didn't work. And it brought us way over the ocean and we had to come back. I'm hoping this is more direct. Over the mountain. Let's activate it because it's so fast. What does it look like? Well, that's better. That's way better. That is much more direct. That's not the right. No, hang on. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Yeah, good. We're going to hand fly it, though, so it doesn't really matter. But just in case I want to throw an autopilot, let's make that say GPS. VNav. We want to be. This doesn't really matter because we're coming over a mountain. Although we want to be like 500 feet or 600 feet right before that airport. But the problem is with the mountains, you can't really descend when it tells you to because you run into a mountain. But we'll keep this up anyway, just for entertainment, if not anything else. So let's set that to 35. We're set there. Let's declutter this a little bit and change the view. No radios to worry about, and we're good. Cruise, if we do use autopilot, let's do 14.5. I think we'll get us over those mountains. Otherwise, there we go. Real world weather's turned on. So let's get weather report for both our departure and arrival. What do we got? We have an ATIS, but it doesn't matter because this airplane is coming in for landing right there on runway. What is that? 16? So we can use runway 16. Otherwise, 3018. See, it's all the same because I already did this flight. Let's come here and check our arrival, which is right across the mountainous landscape, and this is going to say the same thing. 3012, slightly different barometer. We'll use run 122 for the wind, so we'll use 20, which is right here. Wind's going to come from the right a little bit, and these mountains are crazy, so what we need to do is try to find this valley, because I'm sure autopilot's going to bring us right over this thing. Or the GPS path. So we're going to try to find this valley and land. What happened to me is I followed the flight plan because I used to fix out here. Brought us over these mountains. I had to like nose dive and we were going way too fast, too high. So I had to come all the way around and land. And then the sim crashed. So hopefully the sim doesn't crash again. Well, the fact you're watching this means it didn't. But hopefully we get to the end. And I didn't like end halfway through or something. Okie dokie, there it is. We're gonna go this way to get altitude and then cut across and try to find that valley. That's the plan. Don't know if we're gonna stick to it or not. It's based on what the simulator wants to do. So here we go. Where are we on the checklist? We did all the weather stuff and the pressure stuff. Actually, we need to do this pressure down here. So normally we set it to like 18,000 feet, but we're not going to get that high. Let's set it, if we do 15, we want a 16, so let's set it there. Let's go like this, although our warnings came on in my other flight. I skipped some stuff. No, we didn't. Doesn't matter, because now we're caught up. Auto feather to arm, which is, where's that again? Down here in red. Generator ties closed. Anti-ice install. We just do stall and pitot heat. We don't do anti-ice anymore. Catch it on fire too many times. Prop sync on, and we can put that back in. TCAS, not that we're terribly worried about that. All right, next page of the checklist. We're gonna do taxi lights, and we're gonna do props. Why can I never get the right preset for this? Props to taxi. Changes sound like it's supposed to, and low idle. Here we go. We are going to simply taxi to the left to get to our runway. So are we going to go here? Yes, we are. All right. Whoa. Whoa. Once you break that friction, it really goes, doesn't it? Well, you see the wings bounce on that 738. That's the one that just landed, that we're looking at on the map. It just came in and landed. In the previous video, which again you don't get to see because it crashed, we got to watch that plane land. It was awesome. Whoa, that one's taken off. Hey, we missed that too. Alright, so anyway, looks like my frame rates are smoother. So what had happened in the previous videos, I was getting really bad stuttering, even though the frame rates reported to be like 62. But this is much better. I restarted my computer after the sim crash, so something was going on. Oh no, it's kind of stuttering again. This is what it was doing last time. See how it's stuttering? But the frame rates are like 60 something. I don't get it. Oh well. Anyway, it's going to be a long taxi. So I'm going to try to give you some window views while I stay on this line, and I'll see you at the end of that runway. Alrighty, first set of flaps down. We're not going to go to the end of the runway. Back taxi will just take off from where the taxiway ends. Simple as that. Alright, let's start getting our cabin lights and things turned off so that people's eyes are adjusted in case there's an issue. They can see what's going on. So that looks like that. Gorgeous. Alrighty, let's get our landing lights on and our nav lights on, and that can go to flight and that can come off. And let's get our clock ready to go here. I think that should be it, right? Flaps down, yes. Lights set up, lights, nav trim, that's fine. Autopilot we'll do in a moment, and then heading bug we'll do in a moment. Alrighty. Autopilot, I guess we can do it right now. We're going to use nav and climb at an aggressive 2200. Actually, it's going to be 2400 this time, except it wants to be 23. Fine. Sometimes it's even numbers, sometimes it's odd numbers. Very strange. Alrighty, not planning to use autopilot. I'm hoping to hand fly the whole thing again. It was really fun, but when it comes to sightseeing and trying to stay on track, it can get kind of hairy. But it's simple in that all we need to do is just use the HSI and keep the green line in the middle. That's what I got to do. Alrighty, I think we're good. We don't have anything to do, right? Just start that clock. So we're going to start the clock because we're passing the stop line. There it is. And that's rolling. Alrighty, conditioners forward, props forward. We're going to roll out and take off before something tries to land on us. I don't see anything out there, but you never know. So here we go. Everybody hang tight. Rolling out, sun in our face, and you can see how the green line, if you look at the HSI, wants us to go right into the mountains to the right. See that? But it's not a good idea. Whoa, left rudder, please. Alright, whoa, more left rudder. Holy cow, the wind is affecting us here. There we go, it should lift off really easily. There we go, see the wind blow us. Positive rate, gear up. And trying to hold it to that 2400 or 2300, I guess it said this time. Flaps coming in, and there we go. So if we're following the HSI, we would have turned right already, but then we'd run into those mountains. See, we can't turn right yet. Where everything is good, we'll keep the landing lights on for the entire flight. We don't need to worry about the barometer because we're not going to go above 18,000 feet. There's our climb we want. And we just need to be careful here and bring back throttle so we stay out of the red on the torque. There we go. Bring back props just a hair. There we go. We're good. VNAV is calculated. It's not going to do as much good because, like I said, it would crash us into a mountain. Flight plan, we're just going to follow it best as we can by hand. Nothing terribly challenging there. So let's look outside while we hand fly, just because it's absolutely gorgeous. And I want to enjoy this with you. There's the mainland out there, some more islands. That's where we just took off from. And then we're basically going weird. See, it's doing the jittery thing, but I swear my frame rates are in the 60s if I turn the counter on, because I had the counter on in the previous video. Look at the town down there. So we want to get across these mountains, but we can't yet. So we're just going to follow the coast a little bit until we are ready to turn into the mountains. Alright, so we've started our turn over the mountains. Basically, we're just going to turn this away to intersect our original flight path, which we weren't able to take. So we're just going to go pretty much due west until we intersect the green line on our HSI, and then we'll follow that. But you can see, even at 10,000 feet, we still have to climb quite a bit. I believe SkyVector said these mountains were 9,400, but they sure feel higher. Plus 9,400 would just be the train. You don't want to be at train level. My understanding is you want to be at least 1,000 feet above the train, and the reason for that is because of the wind disturbance and things like that. The mountains create different kind of wind, and it can suck you around and right into the mountain without realizing it. So that's why we want to be quite a bit higher than the actual train. But otherwise, we're keeping our aggressive climb. Not like, well, now we'll come down about 1,500, but still an aggressive climb. Ears are popping like crazy. Absolutely gorgeous scenery. You can see much of the island all at the same time from this altitude, even with the mountains there. So we're going to keep it like this. I guess I'm just going to fly this direction now until we intercept the green line on the HSI. Let me see what this is showing. Yeah, see, this still has us kind of going around the mountains a little bit. So we'll have to decide if you really want to fly the flight path or if you want to find that valley. I want to kind of find that valley and fly down the valley. Make life a lot easier. So let's not get much higher because then it's hard to come down. So let's kind of start to level off here. Let's bring this down to like 13.5 in case I do end up using autopilot. Otherwise, we're still hand flying. We're hand flying the whole thing. Keep the landing lights on. The barometer, let's check our destination information while we are here. See, we're going to intercept the green line and then come down through here. See how awesome that's going to work out. All right, destination. Whoops. I don't want the radios. I want the actual airport information. 3012 on the barometer. Let's just do it now. And winds are the same. Okie dokie. I'm going to try to get in some sightseeing for you while I hand fly this thing. We'll see how it goes. It might be kind of rough, but I'll make it look smooth. Best as I can. Catch you in a little bit. Alright, as much fun as this is, we do have to fly a plane. That's what we're doing. Our airport, because the lights are still on because it's such early morning, airport popped in, so it's super easy to see. I didn't get that the first time around. I had to search and find it. One nice thing about flying at dawn, dusk, and night is it's really easy to spot your destination. Alrighty, we have to come down though, because I found our valley and I reset our GPS. I just had to go direct to it from the valley instead of all that weird approach stuff. Because we are the type of airplane we're in, we're going to do this the crazy way. And we're going to fly straight down this valley and try to land at this airport. So we're trimming down, bringing back throttle. We're going to come down now. We are at 14 even. And we need to come all the way down without running into these mountains. But we can do it. We've done stuff even crazier than this. Bring back throttle to slow down. We're just going to follow this valley in. So we're completely visual now. There's no IMC. We've canceled our IFR flight plan, even though we're a commercial flight. I guess that'd probably be illegal. Maybe. There's different sections you can fly, like, I can't remember the numbers, but there's like, we're flying this number so we can do these things, or we're filed as this type of flight, we can do those things. So we're doing this thing. Whatever category that puts us in, we have paying customers, but we're doing this the crazy way. So here we go. I'm bringing back throttles. And then making sure we don't overspeed, having us descend. We're just aiming for that airport. It's all lit up, so we know where it is. If it weren't dawn and it weren't lit up, we would not be able to see from here. But I would know it's there because I already did this. Alrighty, so everybody's ears are popping like crazy, but that's just the way it's going to be. Still trying to slow this thing down. We've just been coasting this entire time because our descent is pretty steep, but that's okay. Be a little uncomfortable, but we're flying in the mountains. So we're going to come down a little bit here, then when we level off, we'll bleed off speed very quickly, and I'm counting on that. So descent checklist, altimeter barometer, already have it. Seatbelt light is always on when you fly with me. Landing lights have been on the entire time. You're ready for flaps and gear. That's it. Flaps and gear. Land between the flags. This could be simpler. What are we doing? We're bleeding off speed finally, because we got to get gear down and flaps down. Holy cow, I wish we had spoilers in this thing, but we don't. I think we can do gear at 180. So let's get, hopefully slow down to 180 and do gear. Here we go. Hopefully that slows us down. There we go. Otherwise we're going to come in hot, folks. We need a lot of runway if we do. There, that's looking better. Very nice. There's that town. What you can see of it anyway. Alrighty, let's level off now. And let's bleed off a whole bunch of speed as planned. Then we'll fly level now until we get back on the glide slope. Because we're a little below according to the Pappy, which is what I wanted to do so we can lose that speed. There's one white on the Pappy. First set of flaps are down. And second set of flaps are down. A little bit of throttle to maintain level flight until we're 2 and 2 on the Pappy. Whoa, lots of throttle here. Come on. The second set of flaps really bore us down. Alrighty, I want to take some peeks out the window, but we can't because you know what'll happen. We will get off course and have a bad landing. So any sightseeing I want to do upon landing, I need to do in replay mode, which I think we're going to do today. As long as the sim doesn't crash. Again, you're watching this, so it didn't crash. Alright, there is 1 and 3. We want 2 and 2. So let's not do 500 feet per minute descent until we get 2 and 2. There's 2 and 2. Bring back throttles to descend. And use pitch to keep the speed at about 120, 110. And, well, nope, we got 3 red again. Let's keep that speed up. Watch that speed. Wow, a little bit of crosswind from the right, as expected. Barely, though. So I'm not going to worry about a crosswind landing that much. I just want to float over this runway and land as smoothly as possible, which used to be easy in this airplane, but it hasn't been easy lately. So here we go. Let's stop here and get things reset. Then we'll look at some scenery replay. Alright, we're outside of the replay, not for the landing, but for scenery, which isn't going to work the way I wanted it to. But there you go. If you look way over here, you can see how gorgeous all this is. With a little tiny plane flying through. How cute is that? Great view out the window. Nice view out that window too, but let's look out the other window while we land, I think. I like how the towns are going behind the mountain. We should be able to see them again. That is super cool. Alright, we're going to stop that clock. 18-minute flight and get our lights set the way we want them to. Taxi lights on, landing lights off, nav and those off. Turn these back on so people can get their stuff. And what's next? Let's see here. Conditioners to low idle, props back to taxi, and what we're gonna do? We're gonna taxi. Where are we going? I don't know. When I went to the left, that's when the sim crashed. I would show you what he did. I went over there to that blue hangar, and the simulator crashed. So let's not do that. Let's go straight until we find something appropriate for us. I don't know. Let's just get going here and we'll see where this takes us. And we'll find a parking spot. Excuse you. What is going on? Alright, we'll just park over here and they can dolly us to wherever they would like. We'll just stop on L. So let's stop right here and set the parking brake. Hop inside. What do we need to do? We need to turn off some lights. Turn off taxi lights and external lights except the tail flood. Fuel back, props back. Actually, let's do props first because I love that sound. And then fuel cut off. And then they're going to hook us up to external power so that we can turn the stuff off inside. So we can turn the battery off. Now, you should do this in an appropriate way or you'll break stuff in real life, but we're just going to turn stuff off like this. Just because we can, turn off whatever you feel like turning off. It's just a simulator. Alrighty. Open the wing window and open the Star Trek doors and then come over here and open their door. You ready, everybody? See, external power lets us keep the lights on. Hop outside. Get that baggage door open as well. And the static elements. And there you go. Hopefully you enjoyed the flight. I didn't enjoy the rough landing. I don't know what happened. Things were going great and then I think, and this is the dumbest thing in the world, I think my email on my phone lit up and I wanted to see what it was because I'm waiting for an email about my kid's math test. And that's what happens when you're distracted. So anyway, I'm going to leave you with this gorgeous, gorgeous view. And hopefully you enjoyed it. And I'll catch you next time.